Welcome back. All right, we're going to discuss the Philadelphia Flyers today as I continue my journey through looking at all the teams in the National Hockey League. The Philadelphia Flyers have a couple interesting storylines coming into this season. The goaltending is going to be an interesting storyline as usual in Philly. Tyson Foerster, it's up in the air as to whether or not he's going to be ready for training camp this year. And so does he end up on IR? Because if he does, it's going to really thin out their offense a little bit here. Ellis, of course, has a $6.25 million cap hit till 2027. He's not going to play again. So he's still listed as IR, not LTIR. If he's placed on LTIR, they have cap space. If he's not, they really don't. Currently, they have $370,238 in cap space, according to Puckpedia. And Ristolainen is going to miss the start of the season, so he's going to be on IR. It's a question of whether or not he goes on LTIR and how much more money that frees up as well. But Ristolainen is supposed to be back. It looks like late October is when he'd be back. So at any rate, the injuries are an issue with this team. The amount of cap space, an issue with them trying to, if they're trying to add, right? So looking at this forward group, and once again with Foerster on injured reserve and him being a winger, it does thin things out. According to Puckpedia, Puckpedia has these lines up. Michkov, 80 games, 26 goals, 37 assists, 63 points, would then be on that first line. Interestingly enough, they put Richard on the second line. And I like Richard's game fine enough. But he played 15 games this past season, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. He's never quite clicked at the NHL level for very long, but he can fill in. So in the event that Forrester's not going to miss very many games, I guess you could go that way. Abols looked good in a call-up, 22 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. And Nick Delorier, 31 games this past season, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Down the middle, Sean Couturier, $7.75 million cap hit until 2030. Very likely to be that first-line center. 79 games, 15 goals, 30 assists, 45 points. That being said, I think they'll give Zegras every opportunity to win that first-line spot and see what he and Michkov might be able to do together. Zegras has a $5.75 million cap hit for this season. He's a restricted free agent next summer. So Zegras, coming off of a down year, 57 games, 12 goals, 20 assists, 32 points. If he has a really strong season, he sets himself up for a pretty hefty payday next July the 1st, or shortly thereafter. As a restricted free agent, there's no guarantee that he signs on July the 1st. But for Zegras, this is a really good chance for a fresh start, getting away from Anaheim. Noah Cates, $4 million cap hit until 2029, and Christian Dvorak, a $5.4 million cap hit until 2026. I do not think, and I'm meaning it's a one-year deal for Dvorak, I do not think Dvorak's on the fourth line. I think one of these centers ends up moving over to the wing, and I would be very surprised if this is 1 through 4 down the middle, because that's a lot of money to spend on Dvorak for him to be on the fourth line. But it is the offseason. It's Puckpedia's list, and I figured it's fine. Konechny, $8.75 million cap hit till 2033. Bit of a bargain there, that one. 82 games this past season, 24 goals, 52 assists for 76 points. Owen Tippett, $6.2 million cap hit till 2032, so he's signed for a long time to come. 77 games this past season, 20 goals, 23 assists, 43 points. I think he's capable of 50-plus points. Why not? And then you got Bobby Brink, good, solid, young forward himself, and Garnet Hathaway rounds things out. So, bit of weakness here on the left side. Again, that's with Foerster out. It's understandable. Odds are you move a center over to the wing. It's not a big deal. And if you look at this center spot, they did add 2 centers during this offseason. So that to me was a success, even though there were some who wanted them to add a center with that number 6 draft pick, but instead they go to Martone, who's not on the board because Martone, of course, is going to Michigan State. Now, the extras up front, they have Kaplan, Dorwart, Luchenko might be an interesting one, and with the scoring role potentially being open if Forrester's not ready for the start of the season, maybe Jet Luchenko gets a chance to step into that spot. Grabenkin's there, and Gauthier, not Cutter Gauthier, not that Gauthier. Either way, on the blue line, Nick Seeler, 77 games, 3 goals, 17 assists, 20 points. Shot blocking machine, Nick Seeler. Travis Sanheim, who has a $6.25 million cap hit till 2031. 82 games, 8 goals, 22 assists, 30 points. Sanheim's been very good for Philadelphia on a blue line, which has, at points in time, had his struggles. Cam York, $5.15 million cap hit till 2030. He, of course, signed that extension a couple weeks back. 66 games, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points for Cam York. And Jamie Drysdale, 70 games with Philly this past season, 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points. One relationship to keep an eye on is the fact that Drysdale and Zegras could be on the ice together, even though one's a defenseman, one's a forward. If they have good chemistry when it comes to the passing and all that, it might lead to some more points for Drysdale. Maybe the two of them can work well together. Zamula, of course, is on the blue line. Very good, solid third pairing option. And Emil Andre, who got into 42 games this past season, had 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. So with Ellis not coming back to play, Ristolainen on IR, that's going to hit the depth on the blue line. But I do wonder when Ristolainen comes back, especially if Andre plays well, do the Flyers look to make a move there? And then you look at the depth. They picked up Noah Juleson from the Canucks. They also have Gilbert. Helge Grans is there, and that's a player that I want to make it because Helge Grans is a fantastic name. Ginning, and of course, Oliver Bonk, former first-round draft pick. Maybe he pushes his way onto this blue line. This could be a very deep blue line for the Philadelphia Flyers very soon. And then goaltending. Goaltending was the issue this past season a lot of the time. And with the dismissal of John Tortorella and a change in things, it definitely seemed that sparked the offense, not so much on the goaltending side. So Dan Vladar comes in. He has an opportunity to be a starting goaltender for the first time in his career. He has a $3.35 million cap hit with Philly for 2 years, so that runs till 2027. He had a record of 12, 11, and 6 with the Flames this past season and a .910 save percentage. So Vladar had a good year. The Flyers' other goaltenders, not as much. Ersson was not an exception to that. $1.45 million cap hit for 1 more year. Ersson's a restricted free agent next summer. Maybe he has a good season with the contract, sitting ahead of him. 22, 17, and 5 record for Ersson and an .883 save percentage. And as poor as that save percentage was, it's better than the other options. Fedotov, $3.28 million cap hit for 1 more year. I would think if Philadelphia could move Fedotov, I think they probably would try. Maybe they have tried, but that $3.28 million cap hit probably scares teams off. He also had an .880 save percentage this past season. And Kolosov, the effort was there. The results did not add up. And so Kolosov's .867 save percentage. One thing to keep in mind is that it's obvious that if they're not going to use him in Philadelphia, he would rather go home and play in the KHL. And I would not be surprised if we have Vladar and Ersson as the tandem, and if Fedotov gets sent down, Kolosov very likely ends up going over to the KHL rather than play out the season at Philly. He had that option this past season, so I would imagine he has that option this season as well. Goaltending has been a discussion point that I think a lot of Flyers fans will be glad when the discussion point changes to the strength of the goaltending and how much confidence they have in the goaltending. Now, their power play was woeful at 15%. Their penalty kill wasn't very good either at 77.6%. So I would think adding Zegras, they're hoping that, builds up the power play at least a little bit. Adding Dvorak, they're probably hoping that'll help a little bit on the special teams too. And just having extra depth down the middle is a good thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding the Philadelphia Flyers. It does feel like we're in for another probably rough season for Philly, but maybe with some luck and some pucks going their way, they can end up a little bit above 500. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of improvement from the Philadelphia Flyers. This is a team that's probably going to have another one of those seasons. But considering who's available in next year's draft and how solid next year's draft scene is being, especially at the top, maybe it's in the best interest of the Philadelphia Flyers not to worry about getting a whole lot better. Because if you add Gavin McKenna to this group, that could really improve things next season. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think the Flyers are done? Like I said, they can throw Ellis on LTIR. That would give them a cap space of over $6.5 million. But let me know your thoughts. Do hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. I will talk to you again soon.